time, I had to lose me and become a responsible man, because then before you take a responsibility, there's me. So obviously at the time, my exposure was, forget about your teenage stage. If you ask me about my teenage stage, I'll tell you I know nothing about it, because it was when I had to graduate and become a father. So it took me so many years, because then there were prayers that were made, funny enough, in between. The prayers that were made by my late parent, my mother, who spoke the word. Obviously, when you speak a word, you are speaking a responsibility, because every word carries a weight in it. It depends on how you look at that word. So it all began in there. So then you go to the university. When you go to the university as a student, obviously the responsibility and the expectations are so high. That goes into the mind. So my definition, I always say this, a car is functional because of an engine. So an engine that is overwrapped has a possibility of exploding. So my mind was at the stage where it was at the possibility of exploding. That's when the book was born, to say, okay, let me pause a bit. Who am I? Where did I lose myself? Then from that time, I said, okay, there are many instances that I went through. Like I've said, you look at yourself becoming a boy at home, looking at yourself becoming a brother, looking at yourself becoming a father, looking at yourself becoming a husband, looking at yourself becoming a business owner. And all these things are all converted into one mind. So people are asking me that, okay, we've seen you collapsing, we've seen business collapsing, how did you make it? It was the theory or the feed that I had towards my mind to say, okay, before I could do anything, I had to stop hiding my condition and find my inner foundation. What is it that I'm built on? So the state of mind was born.
No, well said. I'll be asking questions today because it's your day. You have to shine. Although it's my birthday, but it's your day because you're launching. My other question will be, how can a damaged perspective begin to affect a person's decisions, relationships, and future?
Can you say that question again?
How can a damaged perspective begin to affect a person's decisions, relationships, and future?
Obviously, building a house, I'm a builder by profession. So whatever that is being said, you always look at when you are building a house. There is no house that is able to sustain on a cracked or a faulty foundation. So there is no way you can build a perfect relationship. There is no way you can build and become a perfect leader when there are cracks on what you have built upon. So obviously, when everything is faulty, there is nothing that is sustainable.
No, I get you very well. For someone in the audience who is quietly overwhelmed today, what practical step can help renew the mind and begin rebuilding realism?
I always say, resilience is not suffering. It is repeatedly choosing a healthy and faithful response under pressure. That's the first thing that you need to have, that you need to build a faithful response when you are under pressure, because when you are squeezed, that's when you are able to see what is it that you are built with. So the things that you need to carry with you, the first thing is name the truth, admit the weariness, because before people can be able to assist you, you must identify what is it. You must be truthful, admit the weariness, identify destructive thoughts, and stop pretending that strength means silent. We will think that they are very strong. I mean, being silent doesn't mean that you're strong. The first thing that you need to show up, you need to show that you are weary. And when you are weary, there are people who are attached to your journey that will come along and offer you an assistance.
So in other words, people need to be true to themselves.
Well, that's what I've learned along the journey, that until you are honest to yourself, there is nothing you can become better on.
No, I hear you. You say that pain does not automatically produce maturity. Some people become bitter, while others become wiser. What determines the difference, and what is the message you want every reader to carry from this book?
There is a statement that you've said about the pain. Can you repeat it?
You said that pain does not automatically produce maturity.
Pain does not automatically produce maturity, but it is a surrendered pain that produces maturity. Once you surrender that you have pain, that's the only thing that produces maturity. So bitterness, it has a wound, so it always reminds you of your historical background. I remember, hence I've mentioned to Babu Soji, I once went into what is called a, what was it? An encounter. And one of the things that I've learned from an encounter was healing from the past wounds. Until I went into that encounter, I did not know, I always quote this story, I did not know that I have not forgiven my late father, who had passed away 16 years. I think it was 4 years back, so you calculate, it was 12 years later, I had to forgive someone who was sleeping peacefully because of the pain that I had not surrendered. So it called for someone to assist me to identify the pain that are affecting me on my journey. Then I had to forgive him. After forgiving him, then I was able to get help along my journey.
So in other words, are you saying pain, it's not only there to destroy you, but it's there to build you and to develop another character that you develop?
If it wasn't for pain, the book addressing the state of mind it addresses it wasn't going to be born. It is a book that is born out of pain. It is not a book that is born in a restaurant when you see people walking right up and down, then you decide to write a book. But it is when you look at your life, you take a mirror. I was talking to my friend Wayne, talking about the losses. He says, you know, my friend, what you see now, it's the Wayne that is built out of the losses and everything, because we share all those things. And I'm like, okay, so it means that I'm not alone. So if I'm feeling the pain, until you talk about it, then you hear a story, then you understand. You ask yourself, how did you survive? Some of us are swooey from the pain. It becomes the end of us.
No, I hear you. So in other words, we do need pain in our lives.
Well, one way or the other, when you are going through the pain from now onwards, you must know you need it. Because I always say, unfortunately, there are people who are born in closure, who are born just to succeed. They are born from A to Z, they are born to succeed. Some of us, we are born to become the barriers of the successful people. Like your mother and your father, you are here today, they've never driven the car that you are driving, but they surrendered their pension in order for you to go to school. I am the testimony of that. My grandmother gave me only 10 rand. The only thing I remember from Hugo, Puchogozan is here, it was only 10 rand. But one thing that she passed on as a blessing were the words that she spoke. So also that when you're in pain, you need someone who will speak sense to you, carry out that sense, move with it, because they are there to carry you and climb the mountain. I thank you.
Well said, Mr. Zungu. The second book, The Art of Business Support. My first question will be, okay, you write that experience changed your understanding of what truly sustains a business. What lessons from your own journey inspired the art of business support?
As I've said, you look at you look at the journey from the state of mind. I'm a father. I'm a business person. Now it's one person that is running a business. And when you are running a business, it's so unfortunate, from the university I only worked 3 years, because it was soon for me to realize that I'm not going to be an employee. It is not by mistake that you're an employee until you discover that you are born or not born to that. One of the things that we are not told about when we enter into the business is that there will be difficult times, and no one gave us the tools that will equip us in running these businesses. So these are things that I've learned along the way. First, you make the mistakes, you learn, you become better. The first definition is that people remember how a business supported them. When you're in business, Exclusive Books, our partner, will always remember you because you've supported us when we knocked at the door. So when you talk of Exclusive Books, the first thing that remembers is the support. When you talk about the support, when you are working with the clients, when you are working with the end users, it's your behavior as a business owner that makes people want to refer you from A, B, and C. So how you support them, giving them ideas, or because to us, as we are in construction, people will come to us clueless. And it is our responsibility to guide them into the right direction. So in other words, we become the mind readers. So once you start supporting someone psychologically, lonely from Ikakasi, I remember when you called me and gave me so much of those difficult questions you gave me. That's one thing that you always remember you of, the support you give us. So the art of business support, it's mastering the arts, mastering the basics that are required in order for you to run the business. I always say this. One thing that people will remember about the business is the competency, the honesty. Those are two key things that are always referred to when you talk about the business support.
No, I get you. Another question. How does the question, how can we solve this problem, differ from how can we help this person succeed?
How can we help people succeed?
Yes.
This book, I'd love to answer this so that I can do this collectively. It becomes a tool that is to be used as a point of reference when you want to embark into a business journey. So that's the only way for people who are upcoming into business that we can offer them assistance. I can see my friend Ngwane here, who came to me crying and said, I want to